I mean, he can obviously have all the money he wants. He can have my car, whatever, I don't care. Just, I don't want to get poked at that.
A threat in the form of a deadly virus as one woman comes face to face with a robbery suspect armed with a syringe.
This is News 3 at 6 with Gerard Ramalho and Anqunette Moon.
Good evening, everyone. Beth and Kendall have the evening off. Two local businesses get held up by a robber, not at gunpoint, but with a syringe.
Tonight, one worker whose life was threatened shares her story with us. With more on our top story tonight, STACEY Escalante joins us live. Now, STACEY, we know police are usually hesitant to talk about and to link crimes, but with such an unusual weapon, they are pretty sure these two crimes are connected.
That's right, Anqunette. In fact, Henderson police sent this fax to the stores as part of their Business Watch program. In it, it gives the details of the crimes, one which happened Friday, one on Saturday. One happened here in this center, the other a few miles down the road near the Galleria. Both the suspects have nearly the same description and the same MO, the use of a syringe.
You know, every time somebody walks in the door, now that's what we think now. We don't think, oh, here comes a customer.
It's not the coffee that has Kathy JENSEN on edge. It's the customer that came in on Saturday night.
He came up and asked for change, and so she said sure, and she opened the drawer, and the drawer was open, and that's when he pulled the syringe out, and she said, Kathy, and I looked, and she pointed at him, and he was standing right there with the syringe. And he just looked at me all crazy.
Workers let him take the cash and then called for help.
You know, we were basically just in shock. And then when she ran up here to call 911 and I went to reach for the phone, I just started shaking, you know, uncontrollably. It was like it hit me all at once and I started crying and we just got robbed and
Jitters isn't the only place that got robbed by a man armed with a syringe. Friday, the night before, it happened up the road at Blockbuster. Police think the two crimes are connected.
There's one drop here and one drop here.
Police collected the evidence to test what was inside the syringe. Kathy JENSEN has her own ideas.
Whether he uses his own blood or what he, you know, what the stuff was, I don't know. But it looked like blood, and it was scary enough to do what he said.
The suspect is described as a white male, about 6 feet tall, reddish-brown hair, a goatee or a beard. You might be asking, why a syringe? Well, some suspect he might be a drug addict. Who knows? These are very cheap to purchase as well. The investigation will continue. Reporting live in Henderson, I'm STACEY Escalante. Back to you, Anqunette.
An unusual case. Thanks, STACEY. Police do not think this is a serial robber, but they say they are still investigating. And one of the sergeants says he can't remember anything like this happening in the 10 years he's been on the force.
A 3-year-old boy is dead after being trapped in the trunk of a car. Tonight, police try to piece together how it all happened. Kenneth Smith was found in the trunk of his mother's car last Thursday. His mom says the boy disappeared after they took a nap. Now, neighbors, meantime, are mourning the 3-year-old's death and speaking out tonight about this tragedy.
Is how did a 3-year-old get the keys? How were they accessible if someone knows these keys were available? They should have been put away. You would not leave a gun out with a small child. You shouldn't leave the keys out with small children.
An autopsy was performed on the boy this morning. Police say they're still investigating and they haven't decided yet whether they will file neglect charges against the mother.
New information tonight surrounding that attack on Centennial High School's mascot, Blue the Bulldog. A police report obtained by a local newspaper says the idea for the stunt actually came from a Mojave High School football coach. The report is naming 35-year-old Stephen GROH, the defense coach for the football team and teacher, a health teacher at Mojave. GROH will not face any charges, but his job as a teacher could be in jeopardy.
Just days after the City Ethics Commission decides to formally investigate City Councilman Michael McDonald, now several supporters get together to stand up for their representative.
It's a smear campaign. I'm sorry. I think
Absolutely.
I'm appalled by the whole situation. It should never happen.
Been elected twice, and they're abusing him like this?
These voters in Ward 1 say they'll indeed stand by McDonald as he faces ethics violations and a possible recall. Former City Council member Steve Miller is gathering signatures to pull McDonald from his position, and the Ethics Committee is looking into allegations that the councilman has abused his political power in the past. That hearing is set for November 8th.
2 weeks from today, we will elect a new president along with a number of local leaders. So the candidates are on a whirlwind visits across the country. And Vice Presidential candidate Joseph Lieberman is making a stop here in the Valley. Lieberman will be speaking at UNLV on Thursday afternoon in the courtyard near Ham Hall. The event is free, but if you're interested in going, you need to pick up a ticket before the event. And there are a number of places around the Valley where you can stop and pick up those tickets. We have those locations on our website. You can log on to kvbc.com and click on More Local News. Look in the Decision 2000 section. Meanwhile, Republican vice presidential candidate Dick Cheney is making a quick stop in northern Nevada tonight. Cheney spent the day in Washington and Oregon and is scheduled to arrive in Reno in just about 15 minutes. He'll give a quick speech at the airport, then spend the night in Reno before heading on to New Mexico in the morning.
People in the small southern Nevada town of Searchlight may soon be searching for a new place to live. A local man claims he owns practically the entire town, and now he wants to sell it. Here's the problem. Some individual homeowners say it's their property. They bought it fair and square, and they're not going to budge. Stacey Escalante talks to people on both sides of the fence, some who say it's a dispute that will most likely be resolved in court.
I got a 4x4, and I got a pair.
An old town made up of old-timers.
Hazel was 101 years old, and she still played cards, played pinochle. 101, Hazel Dugan.
Some were born here.
She's been here since 1934.
Others will die here. But for now, most just want to live here.
Oh, honey, if I had to move, I'd take the sky with me. The air and the sky, oh, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful place to live.
I got a good hand here.
Most people don't want it to change, do they, Jim? They want it to stay just like it is.
But lately, there have been signs that things could change. A Las Vegas man, former miner Ed SEGGERSON, claims for the last 30 years he's owned federal mining patents in Searchlight. In other words, he claims he owns most of this land, not just underground either.
Like a sovereign ownership of real estate. You own, and if somebody comes in there and puts something on top of it, you own that too.
SEGGERSON's real estate agent says he's got the papers to prove it.
The facts that my client has to support his claim of ownership and status is overwhelming. You know?
He doesn't want the patents anymore and is ready to sell. The problem is, several homeowners say it's their land, at least on the surface, and it's not his to sell.
Who's the guy that's claiming all this?
Some jerk that I think he wants his pockets fed.
I figure it's my land. I bought and paid for it and ran it through the title company.
The former miner's plan was to have the townspeople buy him out for $13.5 million.
My client has no interest in moving people out or doing anything to, jeopardize a small town Searchlight.
Well, I think it's a scam.
Well, I told the other people I was going to they'd get it over my dead body.
One of the biggest landowners has hired the attorney son of Searchlight native Harry Reid to fight her battle in court.
They have been real troublesome.
Well,
he says
the deck's stacked.
in favor of the people, and that even if SEGGERSON's claims are valid, there's no way a Nevada court will make most of Searchlight search for another home. Stacey Escalante, News 3.
Now, the Clark County assessor says the former miner bought the patents back in 1970 for about $130.
Well, it can feel like abuse, but it's all in the name of progress.
He's got a lot of strength and a lot of determination. That's really all you need, I guess.
Tonight, find out how to get fit, or how our Get Fit candidate David is doing when it comes to handling the pressure of the personal trainer. That's next on News 3, where news comes first.
One of the best ways to win the war against drugs, educate children at an early age. I'm Scott Haas. Tomorrow morning on Sunrise, we'll show you how students at one local school are taking a stand against drugs.
We will draw upon the vast array of cameras available to us to show you what's happening on the Valley roadways and the freeways. It's all tomorrow on Sunrise.
You're watching Channel 3, where news comes first. This is News 3 at 6.
When we launched our Get Fit Challenge, 10 people made the cut. Then you, the viewers, voted for your favorite 5. Just so happens 4 of them were women. The only man getting fit with News 3, David LUPICA. As Beth Fisher reports, it appears the viewers have picked a good man for the job.
Y'all ready for this?
Ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
3 more.
David LUPICA's trainer, Jose Fernandez, has him hitting the weights and hitting them hard.
Push. Come on. Yes, big breath. I'm predicting great things. He's going to be a crowd favorite.
I already had one person vote for me yesterday. I voted for you.
Today, Jose is working David's upper body.
If I could just take this and put it up here, I'll be all set.
The first couple months is going to be mostly muscle building stuff. Higher weights, lower reps.
Muscle building stuff like what you see here.
Elbows forward, 2 more. Don't crunch. 2, good. 1 more. Yo, elbows close. Lock them at the bottom.
Lock them.
Wide tricep press downs, okay? Come up a little bit. This is flat, okay? Come up a little bit past flat. Then lock them back down. A little burning sensation?
Yeah.
All right.
David's feeling the pain all right, especially after yesterday's lower body workout.
Yesterday was real bad, where I had to help lower myself onto the commode. It was rough. We did legs workout yesterday, and it was very, very sore.
But it's a little soreness now that will go a long way in the end.
At the end of the year, when we're going to take that final picture, he's going to be a bad man.
Bad man again.
Beth Fisher, News 3.
Our personal trainers tell us if you're not sore after a hard workout, you're not going to see results. If you'd like to read more about David or get information on his personal trainer, just log onto our website at www.kvbc.com and click on the Get Fit icon.
Go, Dave, go.
Oh, yeah. Up there. It's up there. All right.
He's got it. The morning started off chilly, but the sun finally broke through to warm things up.
But will the rain return? Nate Tannenbaum has our forecast coming up next on News 3, where news comes first.
Now, there were some sunny moments off and on today, but generally the clouds stuck around a lot longer than we thought. RioCam checked out. Yes, the clouds must love Las Vegas. We're at 63 degrees. Thought we'd make 70, but again, with cloud cover, we didn't get there. 62% humidity. That's higher than you might like. Northeast breeze is at 7. Barometer steady, 3013. Basically, kind of.
The Wendy's 3 Tour Challenge was held this morning and this afternoon at the Reflection Bay Golf Club. It's a made-for-TV event where the PGA, the Senior PGA, and the LPGA Tours compete for big money. The tape-delayed event won't air until later this year, but some things just can't wait. Today on the 8th hole of play, Tom Kite, who you'll see coming up, hit a perfect shot on a 127-yard par 3 that went right in on the fly. Now, this is footage of him on the driving range. We understand we'll have the video in our hands of the hole-in-one by 11, but everybody was congratulating him because $500,000 of it goes to charity, $500,000 and more going right into Tom's back pocket. Usually out-of-towners don't win in Las Vegas, but Tom Kite hit the jackpot with a pitching wedge.
You hit it? Well, I hit a good shot. There's no question about it. But you got to have a little bit of luck when you have something like that happen, and it's nice to have it happen on a day like today when it's worth so much. You know, $500,000 to the foundation here for the Dave Thomas Foundation, which supports the adopted kids. That's we're nice to be able to give that.
Football now. UNLV Rebels will play Ole Miss Rebels this Saturday. It's a weird having a non-conference game this late, but you can't fight the schedule. You just got to play them. What you do have to fight against is not taking a game seriously because it won't help or hurt in the conference. We asked John Robinson if he thinks Ole Miss might overlook UNLV. Don't count on it.
But you can't worry about that stuff. But I think they've had a week off, so they'll be eager to play. They played badly against Alabama, which can get you shot down there if you play badly against them, man. So I'm sure they'll be ready.
Vinnie and the Jets finally decided that Monday night was all right for fight. New York was down 23 heading into the 4th last night against the Dolphins. Then the comeback kids went to work. Vinnie Testaverde threw 4 touchdowns and led the Jets to 30 points in the 4th quarter alone, forcing overtime against the Dolphins on Monday Night Football. It was the biggest comeback in Jets franchise history and their 3rd 4th quarter comeback this year.
We showed a lot of guts to come back from that, because usually when
You know, you look at a boxing match, if a guy gets hit that many times, a lot of times they stay down.
You know, this team is, I've said it over and over again, we're just mentally tough, you know, mentally strong. And that's what keeps